19 years have passed, 43 seconds remaining in the final match. He scored the goal that would change history forever. Today he has returned to see what he invested his money in. Wainiot se no kait ka forfa.
Clothing.
Thank you.
Exactly.
We should put on our helmets.
Hello, my name is Saveliy Molchanov and I play for the Indonesian national hockey team. This year we became the champions of the SEA Games, bringing home a gold medal for our country, and I've come here to check out a project called Habbi Melasti where I've invested my own money.
Right now we're in the very first, the initial phase of the project. This is our lobby area, which includes restaurants, cafes, and so on. It's essentially what welcomes all the visitors.
So it appears that it is the heart.
Yes, and right here is Iswa. These apartments have a truly excellent ocean view. From this spot, it's literally only 800 meters to Melasti Beach. Well, and so we really began with these particular blocks. So now we've built, you see, we have a basement floor already in this particular block. And here we've finished the first floor. And now we're going to start, assembling the rebar, pouring the columns, and then, just keep going from there. So all in all, it's going to be 4 floors.
Fantastic.
Unfortunately, yes, there are height restrictions here in Bali. No more than 15 meters. If there were no such restriction, the view would be, of course, simply amazing. The location is not yet heavily developed. There are no such traffic jams.
And that's what happened.
Yes, you can feel it here.
And it's actually not that far to the beach. On a bike, it will literally take less than 10 minutes, I believe. And here, because the land parcel is inclined, we managed to turn it into an advantage, I think, very well. We've designed it here. We're going to have an inner courtyard. It's terraced, meaning it mirrors the building's step structure, and the courtyard itself will also be stepped. Each of these levels will serve as a distinct zone. For instance, closer to the cafe and restaurant area, there will be a dedicated space, much like an outdoor cafe, with tables where people can sit comfortably, enjoy a coffee, or even get some work done.
Here, or in the middle between this block, and there will be another one right here. There's a pool quite large. It's a common pool for everyone. It's really damn, that's going to be awesome.
And right here there will be another block just like that one, and here there will be 2 small pools for children and for the moms as well. Yes, when we first came in here, it seemed what could we do here, but it's turned out quite beautiful and functional too.
And extensively.
And on a large scale, yes, that's right. As I've already mentioned, the first floor of both blocks has been completed.
I think we'll finish these 2 blocks by the end of 26 and the general soft opening finally by 27. So all 4 blocks will be ready, and at least these 2 will be fully operational. We're building about 1 floor of these 2 blocks per month. 3 floors remain, so 3 months. And in parallel, as soon as we build 1 more floor, we'll start on the walls. And then, of course, the finishing and all the engineering systems and so on. So we've picked up a pretty good pace, and I think we'll continue like this.
Excellent. So it turns out that by the end of 2026, there will already be 4 floors.
Yes, these 2 blocks are going to be 4 stories.
And you'll already be starting the interior work,
Yes.
it turns out. That's incredible. But yeah, actually, it's quite fast.
It's fast, it's very fast. And most importantly, we ensure high quality. Our contractors are very experienced, and all our technical supervision staff, engineers, will ensure a high standard. And right here you can see this is still the foundation, which will be covered up later. And here it's quite clear to see that all our surfaces have been thoroughly waterproofed, correct? Meaning we've applied several coats of paint to them. And on the ground, right before the concrete pour, we've also ensured there's a protective layer of waterproofing directly on the slab. So everywhere you look, our waterproofing is excellent. We dedicate a great deal of attention to this crucial detail because here in Bali, in the tropics, it's incredibly humid and quite damp.
Mold is a serious problem.
Yes, and here we are going to do everything within our power to ensure that there is absolutely no mold or dampness present in any of the rooms. It's both good ventilation and waterproofing, and we also pay attention to thermal insulation so it's not too hot and you don't have to constantly run the AC at full power. So we'll have windows with heat reflective coating, and the roof will also have a special coating that prevents the upper floors from heating up.
That's pretty cool.
So in general, everything has been thought
Yes,
through.
yes.
And right here, this is also a completed floor. This is actually the very first floor. But here, you can already see the sizes of the units. So this section from one column to the wall, that's a studio unit, 36 square meters. And then a two-room apartment, right? Meaning it's like a bedroom and the living room. This one is twice as wide.
Yes.
So these are the dimensions. The ceilings too. You can already see the impressive height of them now, and correspondingly, the quality of the concrete is also quite evident right here. Overall, this is, well, a truly excellent quality because we actually produce the concrete ourselves.
Dead ringer.
Self-cast, yes, meaning it's under our own control. We are testing it. For every pour, we take samples, which we then transport to the laboratory here at the university. So all of this is even documented. So we have all of the tests, everything is signed, all of the tables and the results.
That is true. Awesome.
And as an investor, you'll always be able to check this. All this information is accessible to the investor. So we create a daily photo report of the work completed. Because, for example, after we pour the concrete, you can no longer see the rebar, how it's tied, its dimensions, and so on. All of that is photographed, video recorded, and so forth. So it'll be there. You can always come back and see it. Well, let's go then. We'll look from above. We'll see exactly what it looks like, what the view is from your unit. Well, and I also want to, since we're passing by here, tell you about something we're very proud of. That is, specifically for this project, we purchased our very own semi-automatic concrete mixer. So that's right, actually. This means we produce our own concrete precisely when we need it in the exact volumes required, completely independent of suppliers, road traffic congestion, and all other external factors. Furthermore, we have our own highly skilled and trained specialists. We meticulously test the concrete after every single batch, and without exception, all the comprehensive results consistently demonstrate that we are doing everything absolutely correctly. Here we also have a concrete pump. It uses these pipes, and we have 100 meters of them here. So it delivers concrete over a distance of 100 meters easily.
That's
and
powerful.
to any floor, even the fourth or any other.
It
This
will reach
really
everywhere.
speeds up the work. And the quality, yes,
That's fantastic.
accordingly. Well, let's go take a look.
Let's all make our way upstairs.
So this is what we end up with.
The first floor, this here is the ground floor. Over on that side, we'll have a conference hall, a cafe, a restaurant, and here on this side will be the residential units.
Here, the corner units in the four corners of this
Understood.
complex, here, over there, and in the future block downstairs, these are the large corner apartments. The biggest ones are 84 square meters with a large balcony like this. And this entire wall here, it's all panoramic windows.
Very cool.
The view is going to be absolutely magnificent, especially from the third or fourth floor, right over there.
Yes, it'll be higher then.
Even here, once this area is fully developed and beautified, it
I
will
agree.
be very respectable. For now, the construction here isn't too dense and it's low-rise, so the view will be excellent. Well, here by the columns, you can also determine the size of each unit. Yes, so you can immediately see the live view from the unit. A green,
Yes, that's absolutely
beautiful
fantastic.
place. Right now, it's very convenient to check the quality of the concrete, the pour, and the rebar. Accordingly, in general, we always strive to do everything strictly according to established standards. We exclusively use materials that are fully certified. And if we ever have a new supplier, we always thoroughly check their products in our laboratory, for example, testing rebar for its tensile strength. We continuously test our concrete, which means we do so during every single pour.
Fantastic.
Therefore, the quality of our work will be excellent. We build quickly, and I am confident that everything will proceed exactly as planned, on schedule. Please make sure to subscribe to the Veilma's investment channel. On this channel, we regularly showcase our projects, construction progress, and real-life investment case studies. If this episode proved to be useful, please give it a like and let us know in the comments what topics you'd like us to cover in our next video.
So, I've just told you all about our construction project and what we're busy with here. Tell me about yourself. How did you end up in Indonesia? I just found out that Indonesia actually has an ice hockey team, and on real ice.
Very interesting. Please tell me all about it.
What truly surprised me quite a lot as well was the fact that when I was invited here that there is hockey in Indonesia, and this all happened 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was thinking of continuing my hockey career in Russia, moving to the city of Magnitogorsk, you know. But you see, my father also played hockey professionally when he was a child. And the hockey world is quite a small and tight-knit community. He still has many acquaintances and friends from those days. And so one of his old friends and contacts actually was, and currently still is, the head coach for the Indonesian national hockey team. And they made the decision to bring in some younger players to achieve much better results on the global stage in international competitions. And as it turned out, I was selected for this. So I received an invitation and chose to move here. So far, I have absolutely no regrets.
So, okay. What are your overall impressions of Indonesia? I feel like it's so closed off. There's practically no information or news about it back in Russia. So how was it when you actually moved here? What are your impressions?
The first thing I had to contend with was the local food because it is incredibly spicy. I'm not really a big fan of spicy food or even just food in general. The only thing I truly enjoy is sweets like martabak and pisang goreng.
And maybe just a little bit of scoring perhaps, but for everything else I'm really not accepting anymore right now. That's all.
The second thing that truly surprised me, I think, was the people. Based on my own personal experience, the people here are much kinder, more naive in a positive sense.
So tell me about your recent achievements. I mean, the accomplishments of your team, and one could even say of the country as a whole. You received the gold medal.
As I've already mentioned, this journey has been 3 years long. We've been working towards this goal for 3 years. I obtained my citizenship. I became a citizen of Indonesia. We were training in a shopping mall. We've been training there for quite some time now. We had five training sessions every single week. We were preparing very, very seriously for the competitions, for the SEA Games. And well, I would say it all worked out with God's help. The games were very tough, especially the final. We were losing 2-1 with 40 seconds. With 2 minutes left in the match, we were losing 2-1. We equalized 2-2, and with 40 seconds left, I scored the goal, and we won. Emotions for a lifetime. That's it. Currently, an ice palace is being finished up in Jakarta according to our plans. We are moving into this new facility, and in April, the World Championship in the 4th Division is already waiting for us, where we will be competing there against the national teams from Kuwait and Armenia. We will also try our best to take first place to bring yet another gold medal for our country.
You're still quite young, aren't you? And yet you've already invested in real estate. That seems like a very mature decision. How did you come to choose real estate specifically? Were there any other options that you might have considered?
I generally chose to invest because, well, as you might know, or perhaps you don't, a hockey player's career isn't meant to last a lifetime. Most players compete until they reach the age of 35 or 40, and what to do after that point, no one really knows.
And I too know I've heard countless stories of people who didn't know what to do, completely lost their sense of purpose once their careers were over. And I started thinking about this now because it's something that awaits all of us, and one wants to be left with something meaningful. That's precisely why I began to ponder why I chose to invest in real estate. Most likely, stability was the crucial factor that played a significant role. Bali Island is an island that is currently undergoing significant development, and that's why there's a great deal of construction happening here. So the decision was made to invest in real estate. It's primarily about stability. That's the main thing. You can go there and personally see what you're investing your money in, see it with your own eyes.
I had also been contemplating the idea of making investments, specifically in things like stocks and also in bonds. However, your project seemed much more appealing to me.
Why exactly our project? Pause. I mean, there's so much construction going on practically everywhere. Pause. So what was the decisive moment? What made you choose our project specifically?
When I first encountered your project, it was already quite well known, and I immediately began to ask questions. I started receiving answers to these inquiries very quickly, and now I have actually come here to personally see all of this, to truly witness the quality, and all those specific questions I had asked and received responses for, I've now seen it in person, and indeed everything is exactly as it was described, completely transparent and absolutely clean. You're meeting deadlines. The quality is also excellent, especially your attention to waterproofing. The location is just 5 to 10 minutes by bike from the beach, and there are no traffic jams here. And the project's concept is very much in the spirit of sports, so to speak.
Yes, we have both gyms and swimming pools right here. Yes, absolutely. Were there any doubts about that?
Of course, I had my doubts. I didn't make the decision right away. But the key factor that removed my uncertainties, I believe, was the project's complete transparency. The reports that you provide to investors every single month, detailing what has occurred at the construction site, what you are currently planning to undertake, and so on, all of this information is completely accessible to your investors.
And this is consistent. Does what you've observed here at the construction site align with our reports?
100%, everything matches. It's all honest. Normally, these reports made it seem like I was on the project, but I wasn't actually there. Now I've seen everything with my own eyes, and all that was in the photos and spoken turned out to be reality. Yes.
Well, thank you. Yes, overall, I'm very pleased that our project was well received and that we didn't disappoint you. What would you say to potential investors, those who might want to invest but are still hesitant? What advice would you give them?
As far as we know, there are actually many projects in Bali, and people are choosing where to invest. It's important to approach, I believe it's important to approach this wisely. Despite my limited experience in investing, I believe it's essential to thoroughly study all available information, especially when it's being provided, because they are actively seeking investors. It's crucial not to trust rumors, but rather to rely on what is truly here in reality. That's why I came to see for myself, and I witnessed everything with my own eyes. The main thing is not to be afraid to examine the facts and then make your decision based on that.
Are you the only one on your team who invests in real estate? Is there anyone else?
No, actually, I'm not the only one. I am my colleague, who is also my coach, is also an investor in this project, but you'll learn about that later.